James Garner once said that Steve McQueen looked at him like an older brother, and that sense of quiet loyalty defined much of Garner's life. When he died in 2014, he left behind an estate worth about $20 million. On the surface, it looked like a peaceful ending, but the money carried memories and truths that reminded everyone how complicated his life had been. His daughters, Kimberly and Gigi, had both lived through years of emotional distance, reconciliation, and unspoken pain. After his death, personal files and court records revealed how deeply those relationships had shaped him. The inheritance was meant to be closure, yet it also reflected wounds that never fully disappeared. James Garner was born James Garner on April 7, 1928, in Norman, Oklahoma. Loss arrived early. His mother died when he was 4 years old, the result of a botched abortion, a truth hidden from him until he was 15. He barely remembered her, but the absence followed him everywhere. During the Great Depression, he and his brothers were shuffled between relatives, never feeling settled. When his father remarried, James hoped for stability, but instead he found fear. His stepmother, known as Red, was violently abusive. She beat the boys with whatever was nearby and singled James out. One day she forced him to wear a dress in public and mocked him, calling him Louise. The humiliation stayed with him for years. At 14, after another beating, something snapped. James fought back, throwing her to the floor and grabbing her throat. She left that same day and never returned. It was the first time he learned what it meant to stand up for himself. He went to work soon after, hauling 50-pound blocks of ice through Oklahoma heat for a few cents each. Older workers bullied him, but the labor hardened him. He lived in a boarding house run by another stepmother, cleaned rooms, dealt with cruel tenants, and once was locked in a closet as a joke. His anger grew, and after fighting a bully, he was expelled from school. By 16, tired of Oklahoma, he hitchhiked to Los Angeles to live with his father. In California, he took whatever work he could find. A gym teacher noticed his looks and sent him to a swimsuit audition. Suddenly he was making more money modeling than most teachers earned, though he hated every minute of it. That same year, he lied about his age and joined the Merchant Marine. In 1944, he served on oil tankers during World War II. In April 1945, during the Battle of Okinawa, a kamikaze plane struck his ship, killing 12 crew members. Shrapnel tore into his back, and he was thrown against a metal wall. He rarely spoke about it, but the scars never left. Afterward, he joined the army and was stationed in Japan. On a supply run, he passed through Hiroshima months after the atomic bomb. The devastation haunted him for decades. He returned home in 1946 with a Purple Heart and little else. Broke and traumatized, he stole car parts, pawned his metal for gas money, and struggled to find direction. Loud noises triggered panic, something doctors would later call PTSD. A friend suggested art classes, but harsh criticism drove him away. Acting became his escape. His first television job came in 1954 on Dragnet. He improvised lines and was fired on the spot. The humiliation taught him discipline. He changed his name to James Garner and slowly found work, including Broadway and small film roles. Everything changed with Maverick in 1957. Out of hundreds of actors, Garner was chosen for his relaxed charm. He clashed with the director, slipping humor into a serious Western, but audiences loved it. The show became a hit almost overnight, redefining the TV hero as clever instead of violent. Despite the success, he was underpaid and returned to swimsuit modeling to survive. By 1960, he sued Warner Brothers over unpaid profits and won. The victory cost him dearly. Studios blacklisted him and his career stalled. Financial stress piled up, worsened by failed oil investments in Oklahoma. His wife Lois supported the family through modeling while he struggled. His comeback began with the Americanization of Emily in 1964, where he played a pacifist soldier. Critics praised his depth, and the role restored his reputation. In 1974, The Rockford Files premiered and became another massive success. Garner shaped Jim Rockford into a flawed, honest man, rewriting much of his dialogue. He did his own stunts despite severe knee injuries, and by the end of the series, the physical toll was undeniable. Still, the character became iconic, earning him an Emmy and lasting public affection. Garner's career was filled with risks. He drove real Formula One cars in Grand Prix, surviving dangerous crashes. He returned as Rockford in TV movies decades later, drawing huge audiences. In Murphy's Romance, he earned his only Oscar nomination. Even in his later years, he took unexpected roles, including voicing God in a controversial animated series. His personal life was equally intense. He married Lois Clark just 16 days after meeting her, and they stayed together for 58 years despite separations, depression, and emotional storms. He adopted Kimberly and later had Gigi. His relationship with Kimberly suffered when he discouraged her acting career, but forgiveness slowly rebuilt their bond. Health battles followed him into old age, including heart surgery and a stroke, yet he kept pushing forward. James Garner died peacefully in his sleep on July 19, 2014 at age 86. His estate passed through probate without conflict. Gigi used part of her inheritance to create the James Garner Animal Rescue Fund, saving hundreds of dogs each year, and supported scholarships for merchant marine veterans. His legacy lived on through charity, films, and the quiet courage that defined his life. He was never just the roles he played. He was the boy who survived abuse, the sailor who survived war, and the man who never stopped standing up for himself, even when the cost was high.